Hey everyone, I'm ZeniMax and before we get started on today's video, I just want to begin by saying that today will be the first day that I am messing with video editing, and this is the first video that's actually going to be edited in any which way. I just want to say this because I am learning, so if anything looks janky, that's why, but we'll get there. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at the ESO PTS patch notes for 9.1.3. Then we're going to be jumping into ESO Live, testing the dual wield there on a MagDK. Then we're going to be jumping over to the PTS and testing Inferno Staff and comparing the two. Now, full disclosure, I haven't parsed in quite some time, not properly at least, so I'm a little bit rusty, but we'll get there. We'll get the job done. So let's get started. There's only two changes to this week. So we're going to start with the first change. Fix an issue where slotted passive effects that persisted through bar swaps such as Grim Focus could benefit targets under influence of Oaken Soul or Werewolf. So effectively what this means is that when you gain stacks for Grim Focus, you also gain weapon and spell damage, and this could actually benefit you in Werewolf form. This is no longer the case after this patch, which does make sense because technically speaking, Grim Focus isn't slotted on your bar while you're in Werewolf form. So, makes sense. Moving on to the Ancient Knowledge passive, which seen a change again this week. So this staff type now also increases your damage done with status effects by 6 to 12% in addition to damage over time. Let's go ahead and read this developer comment. We saw a lot more positive sentiment after last week's changes, suggesting we're on the right track with this passive for Inferno and Lightning. That's debatable. Leave Lightning staffs alone. Heavy attack builds are fine. Rebuff them to where they were. They're not top performing. Moving on. One little detail seemed to be missing though, where Lightning Staff granted a large bonus to a niche one, while Inferno Staff was missing its niche effects. We're adding back a status effect interaction similar to what we had weeks 1 and 2 to add that niche gameplay interaction and hopefully giving a nod to the cool build theories we saw in the first couple of weeks. Now on that note, the fact that it now increases your damage done with status effects by 12% in addition to damage over time, it's potential that we see it on an Arcanist in PvE, in PvP, but in terms of PvE, you're still going to see an Arcanist rock either dual wield or lightning staves based on preference. So let's jump over to live. Okay, so we're here on the live server now. I'm fully decked out on my DK, all my CP spent, my food is going apparently. So for this parse, we're going to be using two pieces on. Pillar of Nirn, we're going to be using the Harpooner's Waiting Kilt, a pre-buff. And then on the front bar, we're using Dagger Depths and one piece Pillar. This basically just gives us 4-piece Pillar while on the front bar rather than only the 3-piece bonus. And then we're using Pillar of Nirn Inferno Staff on the back. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and we are going to pre-buff our kilt. And we are also using Essence of Heroism on this build. Alrighty, so we are pre-buffed. Like I said, this is going to be quite scuffed, but we'll see how things go here. Alrighty, so we got 108k, not my best purse, not my worst purse. So this is with dual wield on live. So you can see our molten whip is hitting pretty good there. So now we're going to swap over to the PTS and we're going to compare numbers. Alrighty, now we're here on the ESO PTS server. I apologize for the janky UI. Saved variables for different add-ons don't save when you transition servers, so things are going to look a little bit weird. So the only changes that I made is the Inferno Staff on the front bar. And because we have the Inferno Staff on the front bar, I could change the Whirl of Death sash to a Pillar of Nerd belt to keep the 4-piece set bonus. And because we're wearing the belt over the sash, I changed one piece of Zon to light so that we still keep that 5-piece medium, 2-piece light dynamic. So we're going to get started with the parse here. And I'm going to pre-buff my Harpooner's Waiting Kilt just like I did on live. Okay. Here we go. So we're certainly noticing a little bit of a difference there between live and ESO PTS. Not a crazy difference, but that being said, I could definitely be doing better as well. Alright, so we hit just over 100k DPS there. Okay, we're still on the PTS here. We're gonna do final one final parse to test the Destro staff. The only thing that I changed here is I changed from Biting Aura to Thaumaturge to further increase our damage with dot abilities. So let's get started here. Gonna start by pre-buffing our kilt as always.
So full disclosure, that was actually a much better parse than the one I did with Biting Aura. But the DPS increase is really not that big of a difference.
So all in all, as you can see from your screen here, it seems that next patch, DK, which is arguably one of the most dot-centric classes on ESO, is still going to be better just running dual wield, even with the slight nerf to dual wield passes coming next patch. The difference between 102k DPS versus 108k DPS, especially on a class where you're already in melee range, it just makes sense to maintain that dual wield on the front bar. And the back bar, of course, you have that flexibility between two-handed and Inferno Staff. If you guys enjoyed the build that you saw me use today, it is linked in the video description. It is on my website. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you're new, do all that good stuff, help the channel grow. Check me out on Twitch. Hope you all have a great rest of your day.